night?
I feel like he has arrived. Now, whether he's going to be, there are different caliber of superstars, right? LeBron, Steph, there are different levels of superstars. But I do think that you can't realistically look at the shots that this dude has made in the first round of the playoff series, you know, where he had that layup against Milwaukee, in the second round against Cleveland where he made the dagger three. You know, being a superstar is about shining in superstar-like moments. Everybody knew last night he was going to take that shot. And he made it on Broadway. And on the 30-year anniversary of Reggie Miller and the choke. Like, so call it what you want to call it. He may not have the same pop as Steph. We haven't talked about him the way we talk about Ant Edwards as the face of the league or SGA is the MVP or Big Body Brunson. But shame on us. We should be talking about him that way. And look, he is a master of nuances. The things that he does don't show up on the screen the way the normal person can see it. So me as a hooper, I'm gonna start calling him a superstar because I think that's the respect he warrants.
I'm old enough to remember sitting at this desk last week. Oh wait, I agree with Jay. I'm gonna just put that out there. I think we got to stop playing with this man and put some respect on his name. I will say that he would be early in terms of approaching that conversation because you're right on caliber. But what is he drafted class of 2020? Like he's not been in the league that long either, and so I think he still has time to continue to cement himself. But he answers when the bell rings.
You're both wrong. I'm not agreeing with you on this at all. And I don't have to worry about how, you know, folks are coming late to the party. I wanted the Knicks to draft Haliburton. Remember that. I wanted them to draft Haliburton instead of Obi Toppin. I think he's a damn good player. I think that he's a star in this league, but superstar status is reserved for the select few, and I don't view him that way. However, and I know that he shows up in the clutch moment. He deserves our credit. He's a big-time player. I like him a lot. I've always said that. So I don't have to worry about how I'm being perceived in terms of what I've had to say about him because I've always celebrated him. Having said all of that, I'm going to sit up there, Eminem and Jay, and look at y'all like this. You're talking about big shots, right? And you're talking about how big shots qualify you as a star. Was Robert Horry a superstar? Nobody hit more big shots than that.
Are you comparing
Tyrese Haliburton to Robert Horry?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
What I'm saying is in terms of the big shots. I'm talking about the big shots, what you said about big-time shot making. I'm saying when you bring up somebody that's got about 7 rings, when you bring up the Chauncey Billups of the world who hit big shots and stuff like that, there have been plenty of people throughout NBA history that were really damn good and hit big-time shots, but they still weren't labeled a superstar. So just because you show up in the clutch and you make big shots doesn't make you a superstar. That is my point of what I'm saying. Tyrese Haliburton can ball. The brother is a star. People who labeled him overrated were just hating. They should be ashamed of themselves. The brother can play. All of that true. But when I think superstar, I'm thinking Steph. I'm thinking LeBron. I'm thinking people like that.
Careers,
I'm thinking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean it can't be, y'all.
Yeah, you do have to give him some time. All I'm saying is, to me,
that's all I'm saying.
He's right there. But I will say this. I'm hesitant to even get into the same boat with you on those comps because that is dismissive of his stats in totality. He's not just hitting big-time shots as an elite shooter, right? The man is averaging practically 10 assists in this postseason, shooting 47% from the field. And look, I'm not about to get too heavy on the Tyrese Haliburton bandwagon, but I do think. No, I got you. But I do think when we have conversations about superstars, they are guys that shift your game plan. And he is becoming a guy that shifts your game plan, especially late in games. And as much as Jay pointed out the basketball of it all, whether you like it or not, however unorthodox it may be, the way that he keeps his dribble alive, the way that he's sort of a slightly off beat, has the defense guessing a little bit, he is a guy that you have to game plan for. And it's not just about his ability to score, it's about his ability to dictate as well.
There have been plenty of people that will shift your game plan and throughout NBA history that were not called superstars. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Stephen
Is it market for you, Stephen A?
I'm sorry?
Is it market for you? Is it the market and the style in which he plays? Because he's not jumping off highlights and you know you don't see him. Because I feel like as somebody that studies like the nuances of the game, every time I watch him play, he's jumping off the page to me.
Stephen A may just need to see more of it consistently based on me knowing you, Stephen A., in terms of resume. But I want to push this forward, Stephen A., and get to the crux of what's
and
really
being the number
going
one
on.
option. Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen A.
Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, sorry, Molly.
No, go ahead. Respond.
He is the number one option.
So, yeah, talk to me, Stephen A. Keep going.
No. What I'm saying to you is that I know that he is, I'm not trying to say he's not a number one option, but on a night in, night out basis, when you have superstars, the superstars that we're talking about that's good for 24 to 27 a night, okay, that's not necessarily him. There have been many, many nights where he's not that dude offensively, but the people around him are. And obviously he's a catalyst because he's a point guard to get other people involved. But what I'm saying to you, when I think superstar, my personal opinion, when I think superstar, I'm talking about that 23, 24 to 27 a night. I'm talking about the ball is in your hands. I'm talking about you being the number one option and everybody moving the hell out the way because they know it's on you, it's on your shoulders.
Ahead, Jay.
The Indiana Pacers have a collection of talent, and they got a lot of really, really good players. And that's how I look at it.
I love when I can come on your show and prove you wrong. I love
Hold
it
up, let me get comfortable.
so
What's about to happen?
Why are you only looking at what you score?
Please.
Why are you only looking at what you score?
That's a good point.
What you assist is additional to what you score. If you're averaging 9.5, 10 assists a game, even if you're averaging 19, that means you're really collectively adding to your team 40 or 50 points a night. That's accountability. I'm
not ignoring that. I'm not ignoring that because, by the way, Magic Johnson didn't always score the most points. John Stockton didn't always score the most points, but they're Hall of Famers. We knew how to look at them. Isaiah Thomas wasn't always the leading scorer for the Detroit Pistons. We get all of that. We understand that scoring is not everything, but I'm talking about the face of a franchise, the responsibility laying squarely on your shoulders, everybody knowing that there's this dude and then there's everybody else. You look at the Indiana Pacers, as much respect, profoundly I should add, that we have and should have for Tyrese Haliburton. Ain't throwing no shade on him. I'm saying when you look at the Indiana Pacers, you don't look at them like that. You do look at Brunson with the Knicks standing out significantly. But I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you had the conversation with Gil Arenas the other day talking about the fact that, like, well, you know, Pascal Siakam should have been the guy, and, you know, you can't really win because this is Tyrese Haliburton's team, and I can't believe. Well, that he's wrong. Like, that conversation was wrong. Like, you should start looking at Tyrese Haliburton that way, even though it doesn't jump off the page that it has for typical superstars in the past.
Well, again, if it doesn't jump off the page the way it has for typical superstars, then that would be a reason why we're debating whether or not he's a superstar. So you have your opinion about it, I have mine.
All right, agree to
I'm simply
disagree.
saying that I need to see more.
The
trajectory is there. The trajectory is he's going in the right direction. Is he there yet in terms of superstar? No, I'm not going to say that. No.
Let's all take a collective breath. Stephen A., here's what I need to know from you. Are the Knicks winning this series? We're addressing that after the break. So much more on New York's collapse. Is Indiana's pace too much for New York? You don't want to miss what SA has to say about that. The choke job heard round the world. With Haliburton's rise, should his dad's ban finally be lifted after that Giannis incident? Interesting takes on the way. Come on back. It's First Take. Just getting started.
Tiếp tục này, bây giờ sẽ khâu cái hàng tiếp theo. Đây mình khâu cái hàng bên này cũng y như vậy nhá. Khâu vào đây. Luân phiên từng mũi một. Tiếp nha mọi người. Rồi bây giờ khâu mũi nữa này. Tiếp tục mắc gà nhá. Đây, cứ lần lượt từng mũi một. Tiếp nha mọi người. Mũi nữa này. Mình tiếp tục mình khâu xuống. Luân phiên như vậy là được. Mũi tiếp theo. Tiếp tục. Cứ làm lần lượt như thế này. Khâu xuống tiếp nữa. Đấy, cứ luân phiên như thế này là được. tiếp nha mọi người. Một nữa này. Đấy, vòng quanh cho đến hết nha. Đây, những mũi cuối rồi. Đây, được cái phần dây đẹp chưa? Rất là dễ thương như thế này. Bây giờ sẽ cắt len đi.